Hello and welcome to Audrey the Icon Adventures. I'm Connie.
And I'm Daryl.
And this is Audrey the Icon.
Okay, this footage is going to be a bit shaky because I'm not on the gimbal and we're driving along at about 60 kilometres an hour on a dirt road. You may see the dust back there behind us. Well, Rocky has just clicked 98.0 kilometres and he was on the dirt at about 70 kilometres because of where we ended up. Anyway, we're getting ready to stop when we hit exactly 100 kilometres here.
We're at 98.2.
Well, here we are. We've got exactly 100.0 kilometres on Rocky. We're on the dirt. He was nice and clean when we got him about 4 hours ago. He's not all clean anymore. He's got dirt on the side of him and all. I did say that when we picked him up from the dealer that whilst he will remain white, he will never be truly white ever again. And that's because already on the dirt. Drives really comfortably. Yes, he's nice and firm because he is a ute that is capable of carrying a heck of a lot of weight. I think with the way we see him sitting here, he's somewhere around just under 3 tonne. And that means we can put approximately 1,500 kilos of load into him. And it's starting to drizzle on me now, so he's been in some drizzle, he's been on the dirt, he's been on some rough country roads, all in the first 100 k's of his life. There's going to be a lot more adventure for him in store yet. Down at where we sold Eddie, and he's coming up to say good day to Rocky. There he is. Here we are. This is a bit after 24 hours of ownership of our Ranger Super Duty Super Cab.
Super Cab.
Connie finishes work, texts me and go, going for a drive? Of course we are. Got to get the K's up somehow, and we don't mind. This is nothing compared to what he's going to do. So Rocky's in his first rainforest. And surprisingly, it is exactly the same rainforest that was the first national park that we ever took Eddie to back in about 2016 or so. We're here in Diagla National Park. We're at the gantry and we just parked up here and we wanted to get some photos and a little bit of footage of our Super Duty, being Rocky. He's got a small load in the back of him. And I've got to ask you, Connie, I've not talked about this until now. Compared to yesterday when you drove him, did he feel any different when you drove him today?
Not really. I didn't notice that much difference with the extra load on.
Okay.
But I must admit that I felt more comfortable driving him today than I did yesterday when he was inspecting you. He's dirty now, he's not new anymore.
Well, you got him dirty within 70 kilometres yesterday. Okay, because when it was only about, I'm guessing 100 kilos of boxes in the back, and maybe it was the roads I was driving on, I thought maybe he felt just a little bit better straight away by having just that small load. If you look over there, it's a we've got it's like a bandicoot type of a skipper or a wallaroo. It's straight ahead. We'll walk around here because the camera's going to follow me. Right, oh there he goes. Hopefully the camera caught that. like a little potteroo or wallaroo or something along those lines. Yeah, so I don't know if it was in my head or if it was actuality that he felt a little bit smoother. Not that he was rough before.
Yeah, but yesterday when I drove all on roads and I was driving, I mean, I did drive on the dirt, but it was straight dirt. Whereas today I was doing the windy road up to get up here to the DAG. So I think the road was different to what I was driving on yesterday.
Oh yeah, you're driving up some steep, windy, like 30 and 40 km/h type bend and stuff today, 1.5 lanes wide, that sort of thing. So vastly different to what we did yesterday.
But I felt it handled really good and I felt comfortable in it. And the vision that you've got of the road from the height of the car, I like.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, there we go. Well, we'll just do a little pan around here so whoever happens to be watching can see where we are. And then we'll get in and I'll just do a little bit of a walk around of Rocky. And this is a beautiful spot. If I stand here quiet for a second. Hopefully the microphone can pick up all the bird life for us, of which there's plenty. Because it is like getting towards 6 o'clock. Well after 5:30, something like that anyway. Anyway, I'll stop yabbering to the camera now. And I'm going to grab it and do a walk around of Rocky, show him in what's going to become his natural environment, being out in the bush of some form or description with some form of load. Actually, what is in the boxes is for Rocky. He will benefit from them, put it that way.
We will too.
We will too, and that'll be something that I'll be showing on another video. It won't be in this one. Here he is, still parked on bitumen. We can't actually get on the dirt just here. See how Connie's feeling when we leave this particular car park. We might go and have a little play on some of the dirt here. Anyway, it's some pretty big cardboard boxes there in the back. We've had to use a forklift to put them in there. Anyway, there's the tie down points. I've got them all being utilised with straps over the top, wrapped around, etc. Probably done getting towards 100 k's like that. Not a problem. Can't see out the back window. Considering that's going to be normal life for us moving forward, that's nothing. It just means Connie gets more used to having to use her mirrors when she's driving along rather than the rear mirror. Now it's side mirror action, which is normal for when we're towing a camper trailer named Audrey, whom you'll see in future episodes of our Super Duty series. Anyway, here he is. You can see he's dirty. That's from yesterday's drive after collection of him. I say he was dirty within 70 kilometres yesterday. And who knows, he might get a bit more dirty shortly. Nice and comfortable. The seats are quite good. I'm still tweaking where it's best for me to sit. Passenger
seat.
Ha, there you go. Connie reckons I've got to sit in the passenger seat. Alright, so if that's the case, we might actually get some footage of while we're driving along with me sitting in the passenger seat. Anyway, so very quickly for anyone that's new to looking at a Ford Ranger Super Duty, Super Cab. They're not called an extra cab, they're not called a space cab. They are names from different brands. The Ford has been, and most likely always will be, Super Cab. And there you go, suicide doors. We've already started modifying, well, pardon me, I've already started modifying the inside of him. And that's all part of future plans that will be coming to fruition over the next month or two. Anyways, you can see here that he is dirty. He runs on 33-inch all-terrain tyres. The tray size is inside the tray, 2100 long, 1890 wide. The sides of the tray are about 270 millimetres high. The bar on the headboard from the bottom of the tray to the top of the bar is about 920 millimetres. Overall length, very similar to a normal Ranger, whatever that is. I don't have those numbers in front of me. He does run on AdBlue, and this is where the filler is. There's a gauge and everything. It tells you how much is in there, how far you got to go. This afternoon I was sitting at the dealer learning a few more things about the car, and the DPF said it was at 15%. By the time we drove up here this afternoon, it's back on 0, so it's obviously done a small burn to clean while we're driving along. 3 litre V6 diesel that people bag out. Yes, some of them have died. No, none of them have died in a Super Duty. These things are great so far, and as I said earlier, if it ever proves otherwise, I will fess up and tell you. Snorkel is standard. It's a no-cost option to have it removed. Same with the back seat, no-cost option to have it removed. We've got the boring ass gal tray, as opposed to the body coloured tray, as opposed to the black tray, and that's because I'm going to be modifying this tray, and I wasn't going to be spending $8.5 grand for a tray to then attack it with a drop saw. We've got the hand cleaner box on the side and the storage box on the other side. They are freebies, if anything's free these days, until the end of March of 2026. Holds 25 litres if I remember correctly. As I said, comfortable, 130 litre fuel tank. I have seen that Brown Davis makes a 230 litre tank. From the pictures, I wouldn't buy one unless I extremely very much needed the fuel range, and the reason being there appears to be no protection plates under the 230 litre tank. The standard 130 litre tank has a lot of steel under it, as in 4mm thick steel under it. Anyway, it's starting to rain on me here, so I need to get out of the weather now, and we're going to go for a drive, maybe on the dirt. Let's see. Anyway, we're about to be on the dirt again. Tyres are at about 40 pound all round. They were set at 38 pound cold when we picked him up yesterday. I'll video some of this because who knows, it might get boring. At the same time, it might be interesting. The track feels like it's in pretty good condition at the moment. We're doing about 35 kilometres an hour.
I haven't got it in anything other than...
We're just in normal mode. We're not on slippery or anything else like that. Just 4A for automatic, which is the normal mode to be in. Camera's probably bouncing around a little bit because, hey, I'm bouncing around a little bit. We only have a light load in the tray. Well, when I say a light load, I'm guesstimating about 100 kilograms.
You do the weight thing.
I could have used the scales, couldn't I? Didn't think of that. We'll play with the onboard scales in another episode, especially so when we go to hook up Audrey, our camper trailer. Oh, look at that. There's a track off to the left. I bet we went on there years ago.
Not today, because it's 6 o'clock already.
It's already 6 o'clock. Oh, yeah, the Falls Lookout car park. Yep.
Yeah.
Been in there.
That's nice. That's not the waterhole, that's just the falls.
That's the falls. Isn't it the Rocky Hole or something it's called?
It's along here somewhere.
Yeah, it's along here quite a ways. This is quite a long drive going this way, people.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, I'm going to stop calling people. It's quite a long drive along here. Anyways, we're going to go along some of the way, maybe all of the way. Yeah, I'm going to have to stop holding the camera, otherwise I'm going to get a workout from hell holding onto this. Oh, look at that, there goes a Currawong. Anyway, and there's a tree down halfway across the road. We don't have any protection on the paint here yet. That too will be changing over the coming months. All takes time to get things done. Now, leading up to Christmas like we are, getting things done is very difficult. So what I've been able to achieve so far, I'm actually quite surprised about.
But the other thing was that you couldn't even pre-order anything because there was nothing done for the Super Duty because it's so new.
Well, that's right. The only bull bar you can buy for a Super Duty at the moment is the ARB hoop bar, and that, if I remember correctly, is a $5,660 option fitted by the Ford dealer. Yes, it comes with a 5-year warranty.
But it's bloody ugly.
It's pretty hard to have a faulty bull bar. And yeah, I personally don't like bull bars with hoops. Other people do. Other people think that's what you have to have.
I wouldn't care if it was just the middle hoop, but it's lots of hoops.
Yeah. Our personal experience is we don't need a bull bar of hoops, don't want a bull bar of hoops, and I don't like the look, so I'm not putting it on there. I've got another option that I've just kicked off today with a manufacturer that may enable us to not even have to put a bull bar on, Rocky. It's all going to be a wait and see thing. Anyway, now I'm going to put this camera down. We collected Rocky on Tuesday afternoon, and that afternoon we had 100 kilometres on him. You would have seen that early in this video. That night, at about 9:45, Connie said, "Want to go for a drive?" I said, "Yep." We went and put another nearly 100 kilometres on him. So by the end of day one, we had nearly 200 kilometres on him. Here we are, it's Saturday morning, and we've just clicked up exactly 1,000.0 kilometres. Here he is. And we just happened to be out in farm country west of Toowoomba. Pulled up, as I say, exactly 1,000.0. We've just filled up with fuel not long ago, just near Oakey. We put 114 litres in. He did 906 kilometres on that tank of fuel, and that worked out at about 12.6 litres to the 100. And that's a mixture of highway, round town, country highway, country road, dirt, hilly, narrow, windy road. So a real good variety of road. And yes, 12.6. He's got some load on him. We've got to do 1,500 before we're allowed to tow Audrey. And I didn't expect to have 750 on him by Friday afternoon. Anyway, I said to Connie, "I'm going to take you out for dinner." She goes, "Wonderful." And I said, "I'm going to take you somewhere that's 550-ish kilometres away." It's like, oh, the route that I've plotted is actually going to be closer to 700 kilometres. Here's Rocky, parked on the side of a dirt road. This is our first proper high-speed run on dirt. 52 kilometres of dirt, 100 kilometres an hour. It's good dirt, as you might be able to see here. Very little in the way of corrugation. Plenty of grids that we eased down to 80-ish for. And with his setup and weight that he is at the moment, took it all in stride. We only had one grid exit that was a little bit of a whoop-de-doo, and even then he still felt nice and stable. I think all that, what I say, over 3.5 tonnes sitting there at the moment, worked well. Yeah, just after doing that high-speed run, I thought, yeah, let's get out, have a quick look at him. He's filthy dirty, and that's great because that's how he's going to spend most of his life, is filthy dirty. He's taking over from his predecessor, which was a 2015 Everest, and it was never a soccer mum car. That car was hardly ever clean in all the years that I had it because we just got on the dirt with it as much as possible. Anyway, you see we've got our boxes here on the back. The old quick shade tied down, holding on tight. Everything's looking good. It's about 34 degrees, so it's not cool conditions to be out doing this sort of thing. And yeah, running really well, The water temperature is sitting about halfway, as is the oil temperature. I can see the aircon having a drip underneath. That's understandable. We've got it set on about 23 degrees in there. And very quickly, it's a beautiful day for a drive in the country as we make our way home. Anyway, touch base with you again soon. G'day everyone, hope you can see me here. We're just scooting along, cruise control set on 114 in the 110 zone. And the big reason we're doing this particular trip yesterday and today is to get the kilometres up on Rocky so we're allowed to tow. We're told we have to have 1,500 kilometres on him. As we've got, well, it's 8 days now, and we're hooking up Audrey and going away for our New Year's break with some camping friends. And I thought, well, we've been getting the milestones. We got him when he was 100 kilometres. We're on the dirt. We got him at 1,000 kilometres. We were out west of Toowoomba. And I've got to waffle there a bit. I've got 1.8 kilometres to go. And then we're going to be at 1,500 kilometres. That'll mean goal for this trip achieved. Other than just getting used to driving the car and learning all the screens and everything, there's so much tech now. Well, I understand why people want to keep it simple. Yep, that's cool. You can to a degree. It's just some of the things you want to do, you're going to want to learn, and the only way to learn is to get out here and use it. And so here we are. It's less than a kilometre now, so Connie's going to pop the camera on so she can see what's going on, and we'll see it click up to 1,500 kilometres here. It's a bit of a bumpy road. It's not too bad though for the blacktop. There we go, 0.6. Oh, well, you can see it. I don't have to count it out to you. But when it hits 1,500, we're just going to have to be able to say, waffle, waffle, waffle. Woo! There we go. We're allowed to tow now. Thing is, we've still got about
350.
And the rest, probably 500 k's to get back to Connie's place, another 150 back to my place. Oh, sorry, 300. I've got to go via the Gold Coast. We're going to have over 2,000 on him before we even think about hooking up Audrey. We got his 3,000 service booked in for the end of January. I'm looking at changing that to the beginning of January because we're just smashing the K's out quicker than we realise at the moment with doing things like this. Anyway, it's just another one of those little milestones for us. We'll keep pushing on. We'll catch you a bit later. Bye. Lunch stop. Lovely little park on a road we've never driven before. We are northwest of Dalby, heading towards Bunya Mountains. Found this lovely little rest area. Anyway, we had a little bit of fun getting here. I had a route plotted in our nav unit, not Rocky's nav unit, in a separate tablet unit that we use. And I always look for getting off the blacktop and get on the country roads as much as possible. That's what we did. We were totally ignoring the instructions from the lady in the nav unit in Rocky. We eventually got her to say, turn right onto the unpaved road, just to upset her, which was perfect. I love driving on the dirt. We live to drive on the dirt. Anyway, we're going along on the dirt a little bit, and then it was black dirt. And then it was like, ooh, that felt soft. So I start driving on the grass a bit, and oh, that's soft. And anyway, I'm going to show you just how Rocky looks now. So my side here, it's not that bad. Let's see if I can get down here. Can you see the bottom of the side steps? Yep, there'll be some mud. Got mud. I just saw a clump of mud fall off the inner guard down onto the tyre. You can see down here on the guard, and yep, it's raining mud from up here. Anyway, we'll go home and give all this a clean out. So we just stopped for lunch. So my side's not too bad, only a little bit splattered. Come down here, we'll have a look at the rear mud flap. Oh yeah, It's loaded up. It's loaded up good. Alright. Everything else under here looks pretty good though. Anyway, we'll go around to Connie's side. Well, where she was for this particular part of the trip anyway. And see, we've got a bit more, well, actually quite a lot more spatter up the side here. Again, filled up the side steps some. It's raining mud here off the inner guards as well. You can see it just sit there on top of the tyre. Front of the tray. All these areas that poke out. Front of the guard. Down here. This is the thing. You'll see this particular Super Duty in the real world doing real world things that four-wheel drivers and tourers like to do. See how it's built up on the back of the DAT bar there? Anyway, I said we'll get home, get the water blaster out and give it a hit, give them a bit of a tidy up. Nothing like exposing the vehicle to what it's going to be doing for however long we own it for. And we've got about 1,700 kilometres on board now. Will be the best part of nearly 2,000 I think when we get home. Can't get over how comfortable a ute that is allowed to carry, or pardon me, allowed to weigh 4.5 tonne, just how comfortable it is, even on the rough roads. It just, maybe it's the 33-inch tyres do a lot for that, as our previous Everest only had 31s, so they would have fallen into the hole just a little bit. So maybe the 33s have provided a little bit more comfort for us to enjoy. Anyway, life is good. We shall push on. We'll catch you a little bit later.